Hi, I'm Marcus Thompson, and this is Meet the Candidates. Today we'll be talking with Calvin Henderson, who is running for the mayor in Winterville, the office of mayor in Winterville, I should say. Mr. Henderson, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, okay.
Good to be here.
Yeah, definitely. So, first question, pretty basic. Why are you running for office? Why are you running to be the mayor?
Well, first, I would like to sort of maybe introduce myself. And
Sure.
If you don't mind, then I would like to tell you why I am running. I'm Calvin Henderson, and I am a lifelong resident of Winterville, and I understand the needs of the community. I have been living there all my life. I grew up in a home right there in Winterville. My mother and father, strong Christian values, and got married and raised a family there. But as a long-time resident of Winterville, and why I'm running is because I feel that I understand the needs of our community. I understand over the years, have observed where that there's priority should be placed, and understanding those needs, I feel like that I could play a very important role in bringing about a community that would be conducive, suitable for all the citizens of the community, and for a better livelihood for our citizens.
I see. So now you kind of went into a little bit of the second question I'd like to ask, but you kind of talked about your background,
right,
and how that plays into it. But the question would be, why do you think you would be a good mayor? Are there any other, you talked about your background, but what about maybe your personality, or what things?
Well, I think I would be a good mayor because I feel I have a good relationship with the citizen of the community of all races, from all parts of the community. I feel that I have understand, a good listening ear, wherein that I'm willing to sit down. And I thoroughly believe that as a mayor and as elected official, it should be about the people. It should be about having a listening ear, listening to the people, and always let the people know that the government is about you. I think, as a saying, the Constitution states that the government should be one of the people, by the people, and for the people. I thoroughly believe in that. I feel that today we have somewhat gotten away from a government that is of the people.
Yeah.
And I think that it should definitely be about the people. It's not about the ones that are elected to serve, but you're elected to address their agenda, the people agenda, and what the people want.
Yeah.
And that's the reason I feel that I could be a good mayor.
I tell you, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think many people would agree with you that it does seem like the government isn't. I don't think people feel really that government is for them a lot of times.
Right.
Think about corporations or just whatever special interests hijacking the government, and
exactly.
It's not for the greater good. So that's important.
Yeah. I strongly believe the government should be about the people. I think the people should be totally involved in the decision, in the decision making, in your budgeting time. Become part of the community by volunteering in your different committees, agencies that they have, like your recreation, youth council, planning board. Serve on those agencies.
Yeah.
Become the voice of your community.
Yeah.
It's you that we're supposed to be listening to.
That's right.
It's not, like I said, it's not about the individual. If it was, then why would they have to come back to every 2 or 4 years to ask you to vote again?
That's right.
Yeah. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So we appreciate that point. So you talked about some of your personal beliefs and things that feel like that would be good for a mayor to be. But what would you actually want to do if you're elected mayor? What's your platform or things you want to get accomplished?
Well, if elected mayor, I support, number one, public safety, because I think crime today is a number one issue all over communities everywhere. We know how crime has escalated. We know how violent crime, our youth and this type of thing. I feel that I support public safety first and foremost. Then well-rounded recreation programs to provide recreation activity for people of all ages, and especially our young people. Program that would keep them out of the street, away from crime and drugs and violent and gangs activities. And I think that we can't do enough in that area, because many times we see too many of our children in the street, walking the street with nothing to do. And I think recreation can play an important role in many areas of our community. And I know that Winterville should be commended for what they've done at this point in recreation. But recreation is one program and one area that I feel that we can't do enough, to address the needs and that energy that our young people have, when it comes to, having something to do. Then I support economic development, revitalization of our downtown Winterville. Those are two of the, I think, that important areas that I support. Also, I feel that we need to, look at revitalizing our downtown, wherein that we can pull our community together. It will bring people into your community. It would, help beautify your community, and also help the growth of economic development.
Yeah.
I support effective and efficient drainage system. And also, and I know we'll be talking about that further on down, but those are just some of the things that I support if elected as mayor, that I think stands out. When it comes to public safety, I think that we in that area enough cannot be done, because we want to always try to keep crime down to a very minimum, in our community.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I appreciate those three things that you listed there. Now, generally, I would like for you to, develop each one of those if you want to. I think you started with public safety. If you've got more that you wanted to say that, I feel like you hit that pretty well, or maybe economic development, or even the drainage system. One of those, or all three, if you want to embellish it a little bit
my
more.
goal as a mayor, to work to convert Winterville to a safe community of neighbors that come together, stay together, and kind of work together. Also, another one of my goals as a mayor is to support strong education practices for all ages, support our education, our teachers, our school, encourage our children to stay in school, get all the education that they can. And this is their ticket to success.
Yeah, that's right.
It's education, and also I'm a strong supporter of parental involvement. I think that we have gotten a little lax today on parental involvement, where parents should be involved totally in their children's education in the school, visit the school. I have been involved in the past as a mentor and a volunteer at Robertson Elementary School. I adopted that school at one time as part of my business, and we would donate a certain amount of time, in the school and being in the school and being visible. And the kids are very smart and they like to talk with you, and it's an area that I don't think that the community is coming to the plate enough and getting involved. As a school is in your community, spend time volunteering with your community.
That's good.
Yes.
No, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. Well, and also, again, a well-rounded recreation program for the youth that would keep them out of the street and away from drugs and crime, gangs, activities. And also, as a goal as a mayor, to clean up and beautify the inner community. We all should work towards that. You should want our total community to have the beautiful appearance with flowers and trees, and encourage parents and neighborhoods to be, to take pride in your neighborhood, take pride in your community. It's your community. So if you see trash or something, don't feel bad about picking it up, throwing it in the dumpster, and this type of thing. But protect what is yours, because everything in the community is paid for by tax dollars.
That's right.
So if your tax dollars going into it, then you should take pride and wanting to see it be the best community, as it possibly can be. So those are my goals, and that's why I'm very concerned about. I want to be very visible in the community. I want to be able to reach out and have the citizens to come in if elected. And when elected, I would love to. Just first thing to do is invite the citizens to come on, let's sit down and hear from you. Formulate a dialogue where we can communicate, and talk about things in community that you would like to see. One of the things that I did say that I definitely don't want the citizen to vote for me just because of the race or this type of thing. To vote for me for what I got to offer to the community. Too many times that I think many of our candidates stay in office because it is because of their race, and they continue to stay there year in, year out. And I think that can be bad for the community.
Yeah.
You need to give someone else a chance to see what they can offer to bring about change and to make the community a better place. Yes, I thoroughly believe that. And I want to address the desirable change and support strong law enforcement. Again, we back to that, and crime prevention. I think I'm a strong believer in police-community relationship.
Yeah, that's right.
I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Community-police relationship. More police is on the street, talking to the citizen. Formulate a relationship. And get the citizen involved, because crime prevention really lies in the hands of the citizen.
That's exactly right.
The police are to enforce it, but we are the one that is supposed to be doing the policing. If you see something wrong, don't be afraid to call. You speak out about it, And I think that this can help make our community a safe place. Yes.
And you definitely see that people are willing to do that.
Oh, yes.
If they have that relationship with the police, where they feel they know them, they trust them, and so when they see something happen, they feel comfortable to call and say, we want you to be aware of this going on.
Exactly.
One thing that you said, I personally just really admire when we began this conversation. You encouraged the people listening to volunteer and to do that. And as we were just talking, you talked about your volunteering at the schools and that kind of thing. And I think that's important, that the things that you espouse, the things that you say that people should do, you've done that. You don't just talk the talk. You've also been walking the walk.
Right,
and that's
right. I have volunteered. Think that's important. Right. I spend my time trying to be a part of the productive community, volunteering. That's what I spent a lot of my life is spent volunteering. Right. I am a former scoutmaster. I worked with a Boy Scout troop there in Winterville for a number of years. I believe in Boy Scout, Cub Scout. I think parents should get back into supporting Boy Scouts throughout our community, encourage your children. I have served as a member and director of Winterville Recreation Department.
Wow.
I have served on the the Board of Adjustment. I've served on an advisor for the youth counselor, and many areas. Yeah. And with recreation, I led a program and a citizen involvement to get adequate recreation in the north part of Winterville, Hillcrest Park.
Right.
We fought for that.
Okay.
Yeah, we fought for that, and to get that park in that area, because there was no programs in that area of Winterville at one time. So we even wind up going to court to get that in place. So
you already been fighting for Winterville.
Oh yes. And I was the first African American elected official for the town of Winterville, and as at that point, and that was back in the 1970s. And from that time on, I have been actively involved in the community. Not in a way to destroy the community, but try to make it a better place for all people.
Yes.
And that has been my philosophy. People had some time that really didn't have, people not easily to accept change, and when they see you addressing programs that would affect and benefit everybody,
right,
then they have a tendency to brand you as a troublemaker. But I'm not a troublemaker. I'm just believe that everybody should have an opportunity, the same opportunity, in their community, in all of the community, should have the same service, you know, and people should not, you know, be judged for one reason or another, but everybody have an opportunity to participate. Yeah. So I've been you know, like I said, I have been actively involved.
Well, man, I tell you, I have really enjoyed this conversation. Just one more thing as we kind of close up, and you've been developing this all along, but it's kind of just a broad question. But what would you say is your vision for Winterville? If you're elected, what kind of Winterville could you see?
My vision,
by the end of your term?
My vision for Winterville, again, it goes back. It's pretty simple. Safe. Work to convert Winterville into a safe community, and more or less to be a strong leader for all the people, building a bridge of unity. That's basically what I would like to see. Winterville, where we can build a bridge of unity, where people can come together, work together, play together, and you know, and a community is safe where people can walk the street in any area of the community. If you want to walk in North Winterville or South Winterville or East Winterville, you can take your dog and your children, and you can feel safe walking all over the community. You don't have to feel threatened by any criminal activity, crime, and drug. And the community is beautiful, where there are trees and flowers and plants all over the community. And you can walk by in homes and neighbors' sidewalks, where we can speak to each other, neighbors can become neighbors, and you know, walk through, and that's my vision. That is my vision for Winterville, and I think Winterville can become that community with the type of leadership and with the type of involvement, with the mayor that I desire to be for the community, one for all the people, and to serve the people.
Wow. Well, I tell you, Calvin Henderson, it's really been a pleasure talking with you today.
Yeah.
And
I thoroughly enjoy it because you know, when you start talking about involvement, government, volunteering, and people working together, coming together to make things beautiful, I could talk all day because I love it.
Right.
I love it. And another goal was as we get ready to leave, I thoroughly believe that it's time that we encourage our youth to get more involved, you know, because they are our leaders of tomorrow.
That's right.
And we got to begin to groom them now.
That's right.
And, you know, and let them know, hey, you know, you got to get yourself prepared so you can take the torch and begin to run with it.
That's right.
You know, so I think that I think it can be done, and I just my desire is to be mayor of Winterville of 2013.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure talking with you, and I think that if anyone listening to this today would feel like you would be a good fit for that role. So, we appreciate you coming on the show today.
Thank you, and I appreciate the opportunity, and certainly appreciate. I would also like to say that I couldn't have accomplished what I'm accomplishing without a strong wife, Beatrice, my wife, beside me.
Always
my
good.
children, my family.
That's right.
Who's always there with me. She works very hard with me, and I thank God for her and for all that she put in, not only my campaign, but what she put in the community, because she's always, you know, my wife, and I always have to acknowledge her because she's such a beautiful person and a great person in the community also.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's appropriate that you say that.
Yeah.
Calvin Henderson is running for mayor of Winterville, and voting will begin November 5th, I believe.
Yes.
Well, the main voting, but then there's early voting. So
October the 17th is early voting.
It's early voting.
Right. And then also you can vote absentee. You know, all you have to do is submit a request, and your ballot can be sent to you, and you mail it back in, and there is a cutoff point for that also. I think so around the last of October, you have to have your request in
to get that ballot.
Yeah, so you can get your absentee ballot. So we encourage the people to take advantage of all the opportunities to vote, and most of all, we encourage the people to come out and vote. This is your chance. If you're concerned about a change, if you want to see Calvin Henderson the mayor, please come out and vote. Yeah, please come out.
That's right. So this has been Meet the Candidate. You've just met Calvin Henderson, running for mayor of Winterville. Thank you for watching.